This is Screwtail Cat. On the back of my pieces, I take the title, the dimensions, the year, inventory numbers, what it's made. This is paper mache with eggshell and then paint. Jalapa, Mexico, 1989. So there was this Tomas del Solar, a Mexican, who had 3 plays going on at the same time in Guadalajara. And I met him on a path one day in India, not in India, in Mexico, in Jalapa. And he, serape, sandals, hat, sombrero, and he was walking down with this little goatee, about 65, 70 years old. And I passed him, I said, "Buenos dias." He said, "Good morning, Mr. Nall." And I looked, I said, it didn't come from him. And I looked, there was nobody else on the path. And I said, "Excuse me, did you say that?" He said, "Of course I did. And don't you recognize an Oxford accent?" And I went, "Oxford? Aren't you a Mexican?" And he said, "Yes, I'm a Mexican. But I went to school at Oxford, I went to school at Harvard. I have 3 plays going on, and I believe we're having dinner tonight with Rita Tillett, who had the gift shop. She was a prostitute in Mexico City, but big, high class. And she opened up a gift shop in this little jungle town where all the people would come in on their yachts and park and, you know, throw over anchor and come in and visit Rita Tillett's, because she had the greatest jewelry and pottery and some of my paintings eventually. It was the place, it was the hangout. She would have dinner parties for her guests. There were 25 compounds in Jalapa at that time. Anton Hart brought me there for hers. And then the Shapiros, Bob Dylan's manager, and then Bob Dylan had a house, and Xavier Hollander, who wrote The Happy Hooker. And there were a whole bunch of people that lived there, full part-time. Every year they were there. Residents, if you want, summer or winter residents. And then there were the people that drifted down from San Diego, San Francisco's the hippies. And they would filter in and find jobs either as cook or houseboy or, you know, keeper of the place for a few months while you were away. House sitting, I guess you would go, palapa keeping. And they would go and collect things for you at the grocery store. But anyway, one day Tomas said, "Well, why don't you do paper mache? Let's see what we can do." So he brought up all the newspapers and the flour and the glue and everything, water, and the processes, and we made these forms. And then I decided, well, why don't we eggshell some of them and then paint them and just do them. So, you know, once you get involved in a new medium, you go crazy with it. But that was one of the things that you can't go to the store and buy, you know, your supplies, because there is no art supply store in the jungle. So you have to use old newspapers and flour from the pie lady and, you know, water, and to make your own paper mache stuff. So that was paper maches.